Now, the coroner tells us 44-year-old Richard Dudley. He died from a gunshot wound after his daughter found him at their house. Now, this all happened around 6 o'clock last night. Investigators aren't sure, though, if this was self-inflicted or if the gun went off accidentally. Investigators from Jefferson County and the Louisville Police Department were called out last night. Now, the coroner says they are still investigating this. The body is being held at a crime lab there as this investigation continues. Also out of Jefferson County this morning, investigators are searching for an inmate who escaped. Investigators say this man on your screen, 56-year-old Rodney Robert Maxim. He walked away from work detail yesterday afternoon at the county landfill. He was serving his sentence for theft and burglary at the Jefferson County Correctional Institute. Now, according to the Department of Corrections, Maxim was scheduled to be released in 2014. Police searched through the night, checking vehicles and setting up perimeters in the area. Still have had no luck. Investigators say if you see him, don't approach him, but instead call 911. Well, a candlelight vigil was held last night for two murder victims. 26-year-old Ashley Caney and her 8-year-old daughter Riley were murdered this week near Charleston. Friends and family gathered for a candlelight vigil to remember them. Police have arrested Caney's boyfriend Jacob Phillip for the murders. Now, at last night's vigil, Ashley's mother spoke about the dangers of not reporting sexual abuse. There is a funeral set for the victims this Sunday. Now, that funeral will be at 3 o'clock at Shell House Rivers Funeral Home on East Pine Log Road in Aiken. The family will accept visitors starting at 2. The funeral home is taking donations to help out with funeral expenses. Ashley Caney was a graduate of South Aiken High School. Well, no decision yet on whether to give former Columbia County Commissioner Scott Dean a new trial. Dean was convicted of child molestation back in 2011. In a hearing on Friday, his adopted daughter took the stand and said she lied about the molestation and did not want Dean to serve any more of his 20-year prison sentence. The judge did not say whether he'll decide to grant Dean a new trial. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations is investigating in Jenkins County looking for a missing man. They got involved earlier on this week. Louis Burrows has now been missing for more than a week. He's in his 70s, weighs about 165 pounds, and is 5'9". His family says he goes by the name LC and he was abducted. That's what police believe. They are offering a reward. If you have any information, contact Jenkins County authorities. The Waynesboro City Administrator says Deputy Roosevelt Lodge, the former deputy police chief there, has not yet filed an appeal to the City Council to get his job back. Now, he has until next Friday. Lodge says he is talking to his lawyer and will file an appeal soon. He was fired last month for insubordination and being absent on the job without leave. A tribunal hearing process could take a few weeks before any decision is made. I'm hoping to fix some problems in this morning's school report. School and church leaders packed into the Richmond County Board of Education. This is all in hopes of switching gears for the school system. Stats reveal that the African-American students are not performing well as other students in the county. The Board of Education shared those numbers and possible solutions in order to help improve problem areas. School officials are encouraging those in attendance to share the lessons learned at that meeting throughout the community. Update now onto Georgia Regents University with their ROTC program, which is coming to an end at the end of the next school year. Students were informed that the GRU program was one of 13 that will be eliminated across the country. The Army says it is looking to focus on its efforts to fast-growing areas. Now, we were able to get our hands on a letter sent by GRU President Dr. Ricardo Aziz from Army official. Now, this states in part, this is not a reflection of either the quality of your program or the outstanding cadets you have produced. The Army arrived at that difficult decision after careful consideration of how best to accomplish its mission with a reduction of resources, end quote. GRU has also been cited for an environmental health violation at the former Georgia Golf Hall of Fame Botanical Gardens. The Richmond County Mosquito Control conducted an inspection earlier this week, and they discovered that certain water features were not operating. They also found stagnant water and breeding mosquitoes. The state transferred the property to the Board of Regents last year. A Regents spokesperson tells us they are working with the city to fix the problem. Now, as the CSRA gears for Tropical Storm Karen, many of you are worried about possible flooding right here in the Garden City. So we sent our crews to find out the progress of the stormwater utility plan. On Monday, the Augusta Engineering Department is planning to ask the Commission to use some SPLOST money. Now, this is to hire consultants to help speed up all this process. Now, under the plan, property owners would be charged an extra $6 each month starting next summer. Now, that fee still has to be approved by city commissioners. That vote will probably happen sometime in January. Well, speaking of the storm, meteorologist Jason Nappy standing by in the forecast center with your weather on the 6s. And Jason, all eyes are on Karen this weekend. What about Aria? What are we going to feel here? Doctors say the flu virus is showing up earlier on in the CSRA this year. Now, health officials have confirmed cases on both sides of the river. This morning, they are warning people to get vaccinated before it's too late. Mike Miller has details. Also this morning in our medical report, Georgia Regents Medical Center is offering mammograms every Saturday this month in recognition of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, women can schedule an exam by calling the number on your screen. Those exams are from 9 until 1. Well, new research out this week shows that walking may lower the risk for breast cancer. That research comes from the American Cancer Society. It shows that women who got 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise every week had a 25% lower risk than those who didn't exercise at all. And today marked the 25th anniversary of the Oliver Hardy Festival over in Harlem and Columbia County. The parade kicks off this morning. There's going to be a look-alike contest, plenty of foods, a pony ride. Now they're even going to be having free child identification protection kits handing out. So definitely want to take advantage of that. And of course, unfortunately, leave your furry friends at home. They're not allowing pets at this year's parade. Well, officials say Georgia's state parks are now accommodating some of the campers who had planned on visiting parks operated by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. State leaders say there are plenty of campsites, cabins, and yurts available for those who had planned on camping in federal parks, and they had to modify some of their travel plans because of the shutdown. Now, the state parks are operated by the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. They will remain open, but you are asked to check websites. Well, it's about to get a little easier to become a millionaire in Georgia and South Carolina. The Mega Millions jackpot is now making changes starting October 22nd. So that's right. So listen up. If you get 5 of those numbers right, you can now win at least $1 million. Only $1 million, but that's still a lot of money. The game is also changing its odds to make sure that to win smaller prizes doesn't become so complicated, but of course that makes the bigger jackpots harder to win. Now, last month's $400 million jackpot brought in more than $2 million for education in the Palmetto State. Well, if you're shopping for energy and water efficient appliances this weekend in the Peach State, well, good news, you will be getting a discount. The energy sales tax holiday kicked off Friday, lasts through Sunday. The sales tax holiday is limited to items that cost no more than $1,500. Now it includes Energy Star or WaterSense labels. Some of those products include AC, ceiling fans, dishwashers, faucets, and much more. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Good Morning Augusta, and thank you for staying with us. I'm Archith Seshadri. Time now is 7:33. Well, let's take a look at what is happening across America this morning. Well, it was certainly a frustrating week in the nation's capital. Congress and the White House battled over a budget, the shutdown of the government this week. Now, this caught thousands of federal workers in the middle. Karen Kafa rewinds week 1 of the government shutdown and the drama in Washington. Well, the stalemate in Washington could also mean higher prices for dairy. Congress is not likely to pass a farm bill. Now, on Monday, it expired, the latest version of that bill. Now, that bill manages food stamps and it regulates crop insurance. Now, that means a gallon of milk, which is about $3 now, could go up to $6. That's right, it could double. Could also mean higher prices for cheese, butter, bread, and orange juice. Analysts expect Congress to extend the current bill for another year instead of agreeing to a new one. All right, now time to check in with Jason Nappy. The other big story that we're following this weekend is our tropical storm Karen and what impact it could bring to the CSRA. Jason, possible chance of rain, but we have to just wait and watch at this point, right? You can count on continues with a look at this morning's top stories. New this morning, investigators are piecing together clues after a man was found shot to death in Louisville. The coroner says 44-year-old Richard Dudley died from gunshot wounds after his daughter found him at their house. But investigators aren't sure if this was self-inflicted or if the gun went off accidentally. Investigators from Jefferson County and the Louisville Police Department were called out around 6 o'clock last night to that house. The coroner says the body is being held at the crime lab while the investigation continues. Well, also in Jefferson County this morning, investigators are searching for this man. Take a look on your screen. This is an inmate who escaped from the prison there. Investigators say 56-year-old Rodney Robert Maxim. He walked away from the work detail yesterday afternoon at the county landfill. Max was serving a sentence for theft and burglary at the Jefferson County Correctional Institute. Now, according to the Department of Corrections, Maxim was scheduled to be released in 2014. Police searched through tonight, checking for checking for the inmate, looking through a vehicle. They even set up a perimeter in that area, but to no luck. Investigators say call 911 if you see the inmate. Well, a candlelight vigil was held last night for two murder victims. 26-year-old Ashley Caney and her 8-year-old daughter, Riley, were murdered this week near Charleston. Friends and family gathered for a candlelight vigil to remember them. Police have arrested Caney's boyfriend, Jacob Phillip, in connection with that murder. At last night's vigil, Ashley's mother spoke about the dangers of not reporting sexual abuse. No decision on whether to give former Columbia County Commissioner Scott Dean a new trial. Dean was convicted of child molestation back in 2011. In a hearing on Friday, his adopted daughter took the stand and said she lied about the molestation charges and did not want Dean to serve more than 20 years of his prison sentence. The judge did not say when or if he'll decide to grant Dean a new trial. On to Waynesboro now, where the city administrator says the former deputy police chief Roosevelt Lodge has not yet filed an appeal to the city council. Now, this is to get his job back. Now, you'll remember he was fired back about 3 weeks ago. He is still talking to his lawyer. He was fired last month for insubordination and being absent on the job without leave. Now, there is a tribunal hearing process. Now, that could take several weeks before a decision is made. Well, the GBI is investigating and needs your help finding a missing man in Jenkins County. Lewis Burrows, on your screen, has now been missing for more than a week now. He's in his 70s, weighs about 165 pounds, is 5'9". His family says he goes by the name LC. They believe he was abducted. There is being a reward offered with any information to finding the missing man. Well, organizers say the rules are pretty simple. In about an hour and 15 or so minutes, it's the Westaboo Festival. It is a 5K color run. That race kicks off at the old ARC at 9 o'clock this morning. Now, they're expecting more than 5,000 people to take part this morning. So lots of color, lots of people downtown. Now, they are closing some of the roads from 6 o'clock this morning till about noon. So make sure that you do drive with caution and park elsewhere if you're heading to the downtown area. Go to our website, WJBF.com, for more updates. Well, the BFF Blitz, or Burn Foundation Friend, starts in a couple of hours. This is over at the Southeastern Firefighters Burn Foundation near Doctors Hospital. That kicks off to celebrate the foundation's efforts and encourage donations. Public is invited. Now, there's going to be free food, activities, entertainment. The Burn Foundation helps families treated at the Joseph M. Still Burn Center at Doctors Hospital. Well, Georgia, and today there's also a health and safety fair. This is a blood drive that's going on at Ever Faithful Missionary Baptist Church from 10 until 2. Again, screenings and food available there for those who donate. Georgia Region's Medical Center is offering mammograms every Saturday this month. This is in recognition of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. Women can schedule an exam by calling the number on your screen. The exams are 9 till 1. Welcome back. Time now is 7:53. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office is known for fighting crimes and solving problems, but this week they took their skills to another level by helping a little boy and his mother get on track. News Channel 6's Dee Griffin has the story.